Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the course Manufacturing Processes. The course code is MEIE 4262. Of course, you know the MEIE is for Mechanical Engineering, Industrial Engineering. Mostly this course is for mechanical and industrial engineers, but sometimes other students from College of Agriculture Engineering program or some others may also join us, but mostly we are mechanical and industrial. Normally the course on material science is a prerequisite for this course, so most of you, majority of you, all of you should have done the material science course before you come here. And as in the last couple of years I was teaching material science, so most of you would know me from before. But by any chance, if you have not taken a course with me before, and I am a new instructor for you, then you should know a little about myself before we start introducing the course itself. So for the next 5 minutes or so, I will talk about myself, my name, office, this, that, my background, my area. So those of you who have already been with me in any previous course can skip the next 5 minutes or so. But for the others who are joining us now, it will be a good idea to go through the introduction of the instructor, because that gives you a sort of a mental comfort and so on, that the guy who is teaching you this course, what his background is and so forth. Let me introduce myself. You see the picture, right, so that you at least have an idea of who is talking to you. My name is Sayyid Zahid Qamar, but in my family in Pakistan, Sayyid is the big family name. So my father, myself, my son, all of them start with the name Sayyid. So if you just call me Mr. Sayyid, then anybody can come, my father, me, anybody. My given name is Zahid, and my father's name was Qamar. So that is why I have written my name in this manner, Sayyid there, Zahid Qamar, which is my name. Sayyid is the big family name. I am a professor at the Mechanical and Industrial Engineering Department. The room number is given, the telephone is given, 1349 inside the campus. The email is given. In the department, there are 4 focus groups that all the teachers, all the professors, according to their area of specialization and according to their expertise and research, are divided into 4 areas: applied mechanics and design, dynamics and control, materials and manufacturing, and thermofluids engineering. So all your 35 plus teachers can be divided into these 4 areas. Usually one person is an expert in one area. Fortunately or unfortunately, whatever you call it, I am in both of the highlighted areas. I am in applied mechanics and design. I am also in materials and manufacturing. This means that I both teach courses in these 2 groups, and I do research and research projects and so on in these 2 groups. For example, in the applied mechanics and design side, I have taught engineering drawing for a long time. I have taught solid mechanics. I have taught creative design, which is now called product design, and so on. In the materials and manufacturing side, I have been teaching material science. I have been teaching manufacturing processes. And in both these areas, I have also taught elective courses, which are in the final year, and courses for master's and PhD students. So why am I in 2 groups? Normally any one person is in one group. You see, from the very beginning of my engineering, I wanted to be a very practical engineer, not what I call a desktop engineer, an engineer who does everything on his computer. I wanted to be a very practical engineer. And then after my BS, I joined the industry, worked for a few years, then went for my master's, came back, joined the industry again for a few years, then went back. So I have always wanted to be a practical engineer. So now when an engineer designs a product, any product, right? Now he the design cannot be good unless it can be manufactured very strongly. So if I want to apply a lot of mechanics to my design and improve the design and come up with a very good design, so yes, theoretically I have done it, but if I do not know a lot about manufacturing, then my design will fail there. And whether I am designing or I am manufacturing, the material I choose changes everything, right? I have the same table, for example, on which you work. If this table is made of wood, then all the design calculations and the manufacturing technique will change. But if the same table is made of hard plastic, then again all the design calculations and the manufacturing techniques will change. So being a practical engineer, I design a product, I select a very suitable material for it, and then I give instructions of how to manufacture it. So therefore and manufacturing are together. Now, this again I have never shared in a lecture before. If you go to the internet and write my name, you will find a lot of information. So some places they introduce me like this. You can read it later on if you like. But what I just want to let you know is that I have about 25 years of teaching and research experience, right, at different international universities. 25 years of this. On top of that, I have about 6 years of experience in the industry as a professional engineer. So my total experience is like 31, 32 years now. In the universities where I have studied and where I have taught as professor and so on, there is NED, University of Engineering and Technology in Karachi, Pakistan. This is the city where I was born. There is GIK Institute of Sciences and Technology, again in Pakistan. It is in the northern areas, a very specialized institute. I have been there. I have been at King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals in Dhahran, Saudi Arabia. I have been at Stanford University in California. And I have been at Texas A&M University in Texas. And of course, for the last 15 years plus, I am here at Sultan Qaboos University. So I have experience of teaching and learning in a lot of different universities, in different countries, different environments, and so on. During the 6 years that I was a practical engineer, I worked basically at two different industries. One was Hidada Limited in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and the other was Karachi Shipyard and Engineering Works in Karachi. So I started my life, practical life, as a quality control engineer. After 1 year, I was promoted to a production engineer. That was in Hidada Limited. It was a heavy fabrication industry. We did projects for big projects for buildings and airports and so on. And in Shipyard, I joined as the deputy manager of the design department, and later on I was made the manager of the research and development department. So why am I introducing this, right? Another thing which I just want to highlight, that I have been doing a lot of research projects since I have joined SQU. So until now, we have worked on projects in excess of $4 million. These are funded research projects from Shell, Oman, from extrusion companies, from PDO, and so on. And of course, they give funding to us to carry out research projects only if they believe that we can really do something. And I have about 200 research and technical publications, research publications in conferences and journals and books and so on. So I am doing this not to show you that, oh, I am a big person, but just so that you feel very comfortable that the person who is teaching you this course is very much a person in the basic sciences and the applied sciences of materials area, and he has used a lot of materials knowledge to design products and to manufacture products. So anytime any question comes to you, you can ask me, whether it is theoretical, whether it is about computing applications in materials, whether it is about practical applications in the industry, right? So you can be more comfortable.